How do you overcome bitterness? How do we overcome bitterness? We ask God for forgiveness. Now, if God is able to forgive us, who are we not to extend forgiveness to other people? So you ask God for forgiveness. That's another way to overcome bitterness. And so as we begin to go through these steps on how to overcome bitterness with God, we're ultimately just pulling back the layers, peeling the onion, if you will, or, peeling the orange, whatever it is, we're pulling back the layers from the root of bitterness that has taken place in our lives. Number 3, actively or intentionally pursue peace. So when we're overcoming bitterness, we have to be intentional about pursuing peace, because it's not, first of all, if we've allowed the root of bitterness to take place in our lives, that means that we have allowed that neural pathway to become so thick in our lives, in our brain. That neural pathway is so thick, that circuit is so thick, it's firing so well, that it's so thick that it's going to be so difficult for you to break out of the pattern, because you've allowed yourself to do it over and over again, every day, every hour, every minute, all the way down to the second. And so when we allow behaviors to take root in our lives like that, it creates a neural pathway in the brain. Okay? Circuits that fire together in our brain wire together. So when we're constantly firing that unforgiveness, that bitterness, it's wiring the circuit in our brain. Okay? So if you've ever seen a wire together, maybe like a 3-cord wire or something, or even thicker, it's thick, right? So think of the neural pathway in your brain like that. If we allow bitterness to constantly take root in our life. So when that happens, we have to be intentional about pursuing peace, because ultimately we have to create a new neural pathway in our brain, because the other one, we don't want it anymore, right? However, it's not just going to go away. We have to be intentional about it. We have to actively and intentionally pursue peace in order to create that new neural pathway in our brain. When we start to wire those circuits, when we're intentionally pursuing peace, that's going to create a new neural pathway in our brain. New behaviors. That's going to produce new behaviors. So instead of cutting the person off or being angry or being, walking around with